McDonald's has entered a Minecraft movie universe, and Grimace, Birdie, and Hamburglar just spawned as new collectibles as part of a Minecraft movie meal with your choice of Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets with spicy nether flame sauce. Participate in McDonald's for a limited time. A Minecraft movie only in theaters.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy David with Black Wealth Renaissance, and I'm here today to tell you guys about Anchor. If you haven't heard of Anchor, it's the best place to make a podcast. Anchor is a free app that has creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast straight from your phone. Anchor also distributes your podcast across all major platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and many others. You can also make money on your podcast with Anchor with no minimum listenership. Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So if you're looking to get started on your own podcast, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm.
Do you know the rules of the game? Yeah. You know the rules of the game? I don't care what color. Can you make me 100 million? Let's talk money. Can you make me that? If you can't make me that, I don't want to talk to you. You shouldn't even be at this table.
Hey, I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone. Gotta get it on the daily. All I want is dubs. You know what I'm on. I've been chasing after paper. All I know is run money marathon.
Do 5 years of this and be a millionaire and go on, do what I want to do, have kids, go live my chip and joy in the games life out here in Texas, or struggle for the next 10 years. The choice is yours.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Black Wealth Renaissance Podcast. Our goal of this podcast is to normalize black wealth and share helpful resources and tips we believe will be useful in attaining and maintaining generational wealth. Please feel free to rate and comment on our podcast. We would love to hear all feedback you have. Now, enjoy the show.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Black Wealth Renaissance Podcast. Your boy, David Bella, 1/4 of the Black Wealth Renaissance. Check it out, my co-host, fellas. How y'all feeling?
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Jalen, man. Another quarter of the Black Wealth Renaissance. Feeling good, feeling great, man. This is the day after Christmas. We rocking and rolling. Ain't nothing stopping the show, bro. Feeling great, man.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Kelly here, checking in. How y'all boys feeling?
Man, it's good, man. Nigga done got over COVID.
Yeah.
You know, Christmas just passed. We living a good life. I can't complain. I'm excited for this episode today, man. We've been out here chopping it up with our brother for a good 30 beforehand. And man, this is about to be another pressure episode for sure. Yes, indeed. But look, before I introduce our brother, I gotta ask y'all to make sure y'all like, subscribe, rate, comment. If you a new listener, if it's your first time, give us some feedback. Let us know how you enjoyed the show. If you didn't like the show, let us know. We want to make sure we're giving y'all the best content possible and giving y'all some education, something that y'all can really leave with some true value and some actionable steps. So with it out the way, y'all like, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to introduce our guest for the day. So, man, we got another fire guest for y'all. This one going to be heavy on the sales and marketing, y'all. Like, my brother got game for days. He is the owner of U.S. Nationwide Notary Service. He is a best-selling author and just all-around serial entrepreneur killing the game. My brother, Tiger Toledo. Tiger, how you doing?
What up?
I love it.
What's good?
What's happening, fellas, man? Thank you for having me on. I'm very humbled. I'm very pleased and grateful for you guys having me on this show, man. I've been a long-time fan of the show, so I'm super honored to be here.
Hey, man, we just want to say thank you for coming on. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you rocking with us.
Yes, sir.
At the show and coming on to bless us and give us some game, man.
Man, we about to get litty in here, man. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Okay.
So look, let's jump right on into it. For those who don't know, like, can you explain who are you, like, and how did you get to where you are right now with your notary business touching 6 figures?
So, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. That's where I'm from. Former stick-up kid. I was robbing niggas in the street and all that shit. You know what I mean? And a lot of the fellas around me, you know, when you grow up in the hood, in the city, you can't help but take part of that energy, right? It's not that I wanted to do all that stuff, but it's like if I didn't move the way my crew was moving, I either looked like a flake, I looked like food, right? So I had to move like them in order to be a part of that group thing.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't like it, didn't want to be a part of that. I'm a love child. Let me set that straight. My father was already married.
Oh.
My mom must have been the jump off joint, you know what I mean? And then boom, I'm here and I'm happy for it, you know, but that's a crazy dynamic when, you know, your father's with somebody else and he'll just come every weekend, watch some WWF wrestling with me, and then he's gone. He'll give you like $20 and then he's gone. So that was my life with my father. I didn't really have much of a relationship with him, but I was just happy to know him.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew there was a lot of cats in the hood that didn't even know their pops, or their pops got murdered or something like that. So growing up in Brooklyn in the 80s and 90s, it was the crack epidemic, a lot of drugs. I've seen crack just destroy families, like really good families, man, just rip it apart. People getting stabbed, shot, you know, and just the life of an inner city child. I knew a long time ago I didn't want that life.
Mm-hmm.
So when my mom passed away, when she was like 17, I wound up living in Chicago with my uncle, who I barely knew. I either could stay there in New York and rack up on a rap sheet, right? A criminal rap sheet, or I can move to a state where nobody knows me, nobody knows anything about me, and create a new life for myself. So I went over there, learned some things, worked at Chuck E. Cheese for my first job. It was there that I got introduced to, like your shirt say, cash flow, right? They would have these like little Chuck E. Cheese cups. And these Chuck E. Cheese cups, like they would like push us to say, hey, look, we need you to sell a bunch of these cups and shit. And I'm like, all right, if you do that, we'll give you a free pizza. I'm like, shit, free pizza? All right, cool. Let me get into that. But it was showing me how sales runs the world, right? They would want you to sell extra cheese on the pizza. I'm like, you know, but I wasn't formally introduced to sales.
Mm-hmm.
One day, this girl comes in, probably like my age. She was like maybe like 21, 22. She had a Mustang. She was doing all this shit. And I was like, damn, what do you do, right? She was like, I'm in sales. I was like, fuck, I want to be 21 years old, driving a Daytona Mustang or whatever, having my own crib. And I was like, could you get me a job where you're at? She was working at Valley Total Fitness at the time. So I wound up getting a receptionist job because I had no sales experience. I learned the ins and outs of the place. I wound up getting into the sales position. From that point, everything changed. One thing I want your listeners to understand is that nothing in business, like if your business don't have sales or marketing, you have no business. You just have a hobby.
Talk to them.
Yeah, you have a hobby. You just like doing this shit. You ain't making no money. You can't have customer service without customers. And you can't have customers without sales. So there has to be a transaction that happens on there. So that is where I honed my skill, and because I know that I wanted to be an entrepreneur in my life. So that's basically it, man. Like sales and marketing, that is my thing. And I just take that and I transfer it to any business that I touch. And then it really works in every business. Once you understand the fundamentals, there's not a business you can't touch and make money.
Thanks. So, Tiger, you went into Bally and that's where you started kind of your background with sales. When did you like branch out into your first entrepreneurial venture?
Well, here's the thing, right? I've been trying to be an entrepreneur ever since this Italian dude fired my mom when I was like 15 years old. My mom was a home attendant. Like I'm first generation in America. So like, you know, English is not my first language. It's my second language. My mom was a home attendant taking care of old people in New York. And one day, you know, she was battling diabetes. It was kind of hard for her to walk and shit like that. So one day they called her into the office. I went with her. And then the guy was like, excuse me if I get choked up because it always fucks with me every time I tell the story. So the guy asked me and my mom to sit down in the office. And he said, hey, we do understand that, you know, you've been with us for like 7 years, but it looks like it's been kind of hard for you to get to the appointments the way you need to, so we have to let you go. 7 years she was with him. They didn't give her a severance pay. They didn't give her a second chance. They made up their decision. You're fired. Gone. My mom started crying in front of this guy. Now I'm 15 years old sitting on the side. I'm like, how the fuck my mom crying, right? So she's begging. I've never seen my mom beg anybody. She was.
McDonald's has entered a Minecraft movie universe, and Grimace, Birdie, and Hamburglar just spawned as new collectibles in the overworld. Now for a limited time, you can get one of 6 McDonald's collectibles when you order a Minecraft movie meal. Ooh. With your choice of Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets with spicy nether flame sauce. Available now in a biome near you. Oh, and at your local McDonald's. I participate in McDonald's for a limited time. A Minecraft movie only in theaters.
Begging this dude to keep the job. She was like, I have a son. What am I going to do? How am I going to pay for my rent? How am I going to feed my family? Like, for an immigrant that doesn't know the ways of the United States, she didn't know about, all of these other different ways to get money or whatever. But it fucked me up because I never felt more helpless in my life. I couldn't help my mom, right? So the whole train ride, she was crying, and I was like, man, I never want to be in that position. We wound up going on welfare. Food stamps were our best friends. You know what I mean? Like, we had the paper food stamps, man. So when we had the paper food stamps, my mom would take me to the store, and then she would be like, buy whatever you want. That was the only time I felt rich. She was like, buy whatever you want. And then, she would pay with the food stamps. It was a little bit embarrassing, but at the end of the day, it was like, man, I get to eat whatever I want, have whatever I want. So from the age of 15, I've been trying to be an entrepreneur all my life. I had a shrimp importing business. That shit failed. Record label, publishing company, you name it. I tried as many businesses to get out of the corporate plantation as possible. It wasn't until I touched the notary business. Andre Hatchett, your man's, and my man's. Shout out to Brother Dre. You know what I mean? Shout out to Brother Dre on that. He was putting out the course, man, and he was so genuine. Like, I felt him, I think, to be honest, if he was a European, I probably wouldn't gravitate towards it as much. But because he was a brother and he was like, you know what I mean? Like, his swag was different. His delivery was different. His authenticity was different. I was like, I got to rock with this dude. So I started learning the notary business. I put my sales and marketing skills to it, and I was out of here. I was gone. It was a wrap.
And you said some very important things in there. I think one of the first things was just the story that kind of changed you. Because I think just being an entrepreneur, there's always something in your life that kind of shifts you and kind of makes you be like, there's something more than just working for someone my full life. And I think a lot of people, they hit that point. But, and you try different things, and a lot of times they'll just try that one thing. And then once it doesn't work, they'll go back to what they're used to because they're like, it didn't work. I guess this isn't for me. But, you try it over and over with different things. And you were even working a 9-to-5. You was working in corporate. Like you said, you was working at Valley Total Fitness and stuff like that. And I think it's smart how you took those skills that you learned while you were in corporate and you transformed them over to that notary business. And y'all were able to use that. You were able to use that, and you were able to actually start using those skills that you developed in the 9-to-5 world and transfer that over to your own business and actually make it thrive. And I kind of want to go back to what you were talking about whenever you said if you learn the basics of sales, you can take off with whatever you're doing. Mm-hmm. And can you kind of go to what is the basics of sales for those who aren't familiar with sales and marketing?
Yeah, so with sales is this, right? Sales is bringing value and addressing a person's problems and finding the best solution for them. Like back in the days when when they sold cars and shit, it was a crooked dude, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, one thing that crooked used car salesman did, he listened. He listened to see what was your problem. man, I need to get to work and I don't have reliable transportation. He listened. Now, if he put you in a lemon, that's another thing, right? But he listened to the customer and he steered them with the best product that he possibly can and still make a profit for it. So the whole thing is with sales is bring value, make a profit. Give value, make a profit. Give value, make a profit. That's all you're doing. You're consulting and you're listening to this person and say, let's just say BWR, right? We'll just use that for an example. I'm a business consultant that takes podcasts internationally. And you guys talk to me and say, hey, look, we want to penetrate the Asian market. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions because I want to be able to bring value to you. If I can't bring value to you, a real salesperson will say, I can't help you. Maybe you might need to look somewhere else, or maybe I can refer you to somebody. That's a true salesperson. Anybody else is a con artist. So you want to listen to your clients. Once you listen to their clients and you understand their concerns, then you see in your arsenal of products and services, can you help that person get to that next level? So that's what it is. It's about bringing value and helping out your customer, and then in exchange, make a transaction and you make a profit.
I'll let you go.
I like how you said bring value to your customer, because I think that's huge. A lot of people just are real salesy. They just try to sell you on the product, not telling you exactly what value the customer is actually getting. And I wanted to ask, how do you know where to give value for your product or a product?
Yeah, so you have to survey your stuff, man. The world will tell you if your shit sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I put out this lotion right here, right? And I tell people, hey, this is Shea Daily Moisture, blah, 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 48 hours. And then a couple of people are going to buy it. Now, if somebody say, man, your lotion is runny as hell, it doesn't last long, about 2 hours, then you're like, okay, my product sucks. And it's your job to make the product better. Otherwise, you're just selling people some watered down lotion. So the people tell you if you have a good business, not you. Like, the best sales and marketing people do not listen to the voice in their own head. They listen to the audience. They listen to the world. So you have to survey the world. That's why you see these big companies like Sam's Club, Walmart. They're always asking you to take a fucking survey. Hey, tell us, how was our service? How was our burger? Did you like this? Hey, we'll give you something free. Tell us so we can make a better product to serve you better so you can enjoy it.
And I kind of want to talk to that because a lot of people, they kind of get afraid of that feedback and they don't understand that feedback is just helping them create a better product. A lot of times they might hear someone say, oh man, your service, it wasn't the best. Like, you kind of was slow, or I didn't like the way that your person helped me, or you wrote a book and man, the book was kind of dry. A lot of people will take it too personal and they don't understand that this is just constructive feedback, and that should be the things that you're focusing on and tweaking and looking towards. And you should get excited about bad things, because whenever you get excited about those bad things, now you have something, oh, I can go work on this. I can go make this that much better. I know where I'm fucking up now. You don't have to guess and wonder, oh man, do I have a great product or not? No, my product, like you said, my lotion is runny. So what do I need to do now? I need to make it a little bit more thicker. I need it to penetrate the skin a little bit better. So now I need to go back to the lab, get with my engineers, whoever you do to make the lotion. You got to get with those people. You got to figure out, how can we fix that? Same thing with any product you have. If you got lashes you're selling, if you got wigs that you're selling, if you got watches, T-shirts, if someone say, man, your T-shirt shrink too fast, go get some shit that's pre-shrunk. Go look for different things, ways that you can up what you're working on.
Absolutely. You're 100% right. And feedback is so valuable because it's like, now you have data. And data is the new gold in the 21st century, right? So it's like, that person just taking the time out to give you feedback, that's a gem on its by itself, right? You should just give that person something, hook them up with something just for them doing that. But here's the thing though, as you start getting more and more feedback, you'd be like, who are the ones that are really leaving the feedback? Is it women or is it men?
Mm-hmm.
Is it African-American women? Is it European? Is it Latino women? What are their age groups? Now you get to know who your demographics is, and now you're shooting and you hitting them square between the eyes, right? So that type of data now, not only that, once you get past the whole demographics, now let's start looking into the psychographics, right? What's the income range of this person? Are they professionals? Are they white collar workers or are they blue collar workers? Like, this is what sales and marketing people do that they don't see. That's why they sell so much shit. High performers sell a lot of stuff, man. They understand that no matter if the product is $5 or $5,000 or $50,000 or $5 million, it takes the same amount of effort. So you might as well shoot for the stars. It's going to take the same amount of effort, the same amount of energy you're putting in to sell a $5 product. You could do the same thing, same amount of energy and sell a $5,000 product. Exactly the same.
It's all about knowing how to target your people.
And I think you hit another very important point with the sales is that psychology, because a lot of people don't understand that a lot of sales is psychological. And I know Kelly was asking, like, how do you know whenever you're going to hit a pain point? I was a car salesman. I studied one of the top car salesmen, and everything he told me was it's all psychological. And whenever I was following him, I would listen to him talk to the people. And these people, they were telling him physically one thing, but he was like, he would break down what he would do once they left. And he would be like, this person said, I didn't like this color, whatever. And he was like, psychologically, she was telling me, hey, I don't want to go with anything around the color blue or anything like that. I don't like it. Or even whenever they would probably say, okay, I have kids and we do a lot of things. Psychologically, that tells you they need a bigger car. Why would you try to sell them on the smaller car? That smaller car, they might be giving you kickbacks that month. But so why would you try to sell that though, if they're telling you, hey, I need something larger? And I think people don't understand and don't listen to people on that psychological level like that.
Yeah. It's like my brother Tiger was saying, when it comes to, you said it earlier, the goal is to actually serve people. It's not to just make money. Like, you don't want to be the janky car salesman that sold a person a lemon. You want to actually be looking to provide people with services they need. And Tiger, I kind of want to go into like identifying those customers some more, because I know like one thing we do, like we've been working on this a lot lately, identifying like your ideal customer persona, your ideal customer demographics and whatnot. Could you kind of get into how you find those?
Yeah, so I have a saying that says, magic happens when you narrow your focus. Whenever you're looking to start a business, even if it's a fictitious person that doesn't exist, because in reality, that person doesn't exist yet. You're actually creating this person. You're fabricating this person in your mind. So that's why they're considered an avatar, right? So you start off with this ideal person. So like, let's just say my notary business. I want to target white collar professionals that make an income between this, $50,000 to $100,000. They're either going to be lawyers, law firms, stuff like that. Once you start doing that, you start to attract all of those personality points, though, where they hang out. You're almost like you're stalking them, right? But you're stalking them for research. So if I was going to attack the real estate market, they have a different type of verbiage. They speak real estate, right? They're not talking, I'm going to rent out this. They're talking about, like, I need a tenant to put in here. Or they're saying, land acquisition. Their whole vocabulary is different. So you have to be able to talk these people vocabulary. Even law firms, they have a whole different vocabulary. You have to be able to talk their language. So when you're attacking and you're creating your ideal customer, you want to be able to say, do these people, first thing you should ask, do they have their own vocabulary? for me to easily penetrate in that market.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do, start studying that vocabulary. You don't have to learn everything that, all the jargon, but know some stuff that is going to showcase your business as being, hey, we understand your industry, right? 2, you want to find out where they're hanging out. A lot of white collar professionals, they hang out over there in LinkedIn, right? So, because that's the business format. You want to start hanging out over there and start creating your marketing pieces and everything over there. You want to start, sending them messages over there. Don't go where your customers are at.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Don't go to TikTok looking for the CEO of
he ain't TikTok.
Best Buy or some shit.
Right, he ain't TikToking, right? He's doing the TikTok on his employees. So you want to find out where these people are hanging out. Introduce yourself. The best way to break any ice is to ask a question. Just start off with a question. Most of the best sales copy that you see around the world, they're asking a question. They're like, hey, are you having trouble with this? Maybe we can help you out. So,
Hey, man, that's some vital tips. Y'all definitely try that. And I like how you said that even with the sales copy. Have you dabbled in sales copy yourself, or did you kind of get your copywriter to kind of help you out?
Yeah, I have a mentor actually that's teaching me. And shout out to Maria Lloyd. You guys had her on the show. So shout out to
Maria.
Right? So I have a mentor. His name is Donnie Bryant. This guy this dude emails just stupid. And I'm working under him to learn, because copywriting is a high income skill. That is closing on with words, with text.
Creating wealth with words, like my girl said.
You know what I mean? So understand, I'm always trying to one up my game. I've mastered the sales and marketing and closing part. Now I want to be able to close with emails and shit. And sales copy is so powerful, because when you think about it, commercials start off with sales copy. The direction you take your YouTube videos, your podcasts, everything. When you start putting those sales copy elements in there, it does the work for you. Mm-hmm. So it's so powerful to understand sales copy. So that is my new skill that I'm cultivating within my arsenal. But now I'm very novice at it.
I love it though. Sales is an integral part of any business. Anybody building a business that's really trying to increase conversions. I think that's one of the major ways you can really improve understanding the art of selling through words. Y'all go listen to episode 91 featuring Maria if y'all need help with that. My girl drops gems.
Yeah, check that out.
I definitely wanted to ask, so there's kind of levels into sales as far as going into different marketing avenues. We were just talking about email. To me, that shouldn't be the number one go-to when you're just starting out, just because you're trying to get a customer base. So where would you start out, and then how do you get to that email marketing?
Okay, so now I would ask the question what direction the person wants to take, right? And what kind of business that they're in. That would be very important, because if you're an introvert, sales copy is for you. That's your thing. You should go into copywriting sales copy, because you don't have to deal with people. Maybe you have a fear with talking with people on the phone or being face to face and shit like that. That is the perfect space for an introvert. Now, if you're an extrovert like myself, you'll go out there. Like Jalen, I actually went into car sales just because I wanted to learn how to be able to ask people for a large amount of money. I had a fear, because when I was selling memberships, I had a fear, the most I ever asked for was $3,000 to $5,000. Car sales, you go up anywhere from $30,000, $50,000, right? So I wanted to get comfortable with that. So I actually got a job selling cars just so I could overcome that fear. So we all have, our little demons that we're fighting or whatever. But it all comes down to what industry. You have to understand your personality. One, are you an introvert or extrovert? There's nothing wrong with either one of the two. But before you start attacking it, if you're an introvert, start learning sales copy. Trust me, it will save you from a lot of heartache, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stressed out situations like, oh my God, the phone is ringing, Now, if you're an extrovert, your ass need to get on the phone. You know what I mean? Like, you literally need to get people on the phone, like set up a Calendly where people can book an appointment with a 15-minute call with your ass. Like, you need to be in people's face. Hardcore. Talk to people. That email shit, that's a different beast. Extroverts need to get on the phone. That, to be honest with you, the phone is the number one way to make money, hands down. Look, you can try to ask for a $5,000 sale with an email, and sometimes you might get it, but let me tell you, once you get on the phone with a person and they hear you, and they hear your personality, they hear your energy, they hear where you're coming from, you can ask for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 and close that on the phone. You can close deals like they do it at Wall Street all the fucking time.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. It's tax season, and we're all a bit tired of numbers. But here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now here's a good number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it. Guaranteed. Save up to 40% your first year at LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Close deal on the phone. That's what a brokerage is. Think about Pursuit of Happiness. What was he doing?
On them down cold calls.
It was the phone call that led to him going to the football field, meeting that CEO, and then he didn't even get that deal. He wound up getting all the other people that just saw him with the CEO. But it all started with that phone call. Mm-hmm. That phone is a beast. And I'm going to let you guys know something. Real talk, 21st century, a lot of these millennials, Gen Xers, are staying away from the phone for whatever reason. I don't know why. They did a statistic, or they did a survey on it, and they're running away from the phone. So that is a big mistake, because the one that jumps on the phone first closes the deal first.
I'm glad you're touching on this right now too, because it kind of leads me into the start of your notary business in my head, because that's a business right there. You need to be on the phone if you're closing these deals with people, correct? So can we go into your notary journey some, just like how did it start and like how you ended up scaling it to six figures?
Yeah, so what I did, I didn't even get my commission yet, but I put some of the marketing tactics that I learned from Andre's course, the Notary Business School, and I put it in play, and I started getting phone calls, right? So I'm getting phone calls, but I can't stamp the pages because I didn't get my commission and my stamp yet. So I actually started off as an agency. So I wind up farming out the work to other notaries immediately before I got my stamp. And then when I got my stamp, like maybe 3 or 4 months later, then I started doing some of the deals myself. But when I saw that this business was scalable, and it's so important that you get a coach that has skin in the game. Andre Hatchett had skin in the game. Like, he wasn't one of the, as Robert Kiyosaki would call, a false teacher or a fake teacher. He did the damn thing. He's seen what it took to do it. So when I got his course and I was learning from a person that had skin in the game, he removed a lot of the roadblocks. Mm-hmm. So I immediately went into the agency side of it. Now, here's the thing. As an entrepreneur or business owner, when something is working, keep doing that shit. The problem is a lot of entrepreneurs are so damn creative and we're so fucking ADHD that it's like, oh man, I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. And they get that shiny object syndrome shit, right? Because we know that we have the capabilities of doing anything and everything. Like, there's no more limitations with us. But pick that one thing and then hone in on it. So what I wind up doing is, once I saw the marketing channel was working, I just 10x'd it, right? I just increased it. I just did more and more of that marketing channel. And then more and more phone calls started coming in, to the point where, like, I could not handle all of that work. So then I started looking for notaries and dispatching notaries all across the United States. And come to find out, the notary business is an international business. So it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. But me looking at the business, like one of the biggest key things that I took from Andre Hatchett, he said that don't look at this business as a notary, look at it as a business owner, right? So when he said that to me, it resonated. It was like, okay, when I was looking at it as a notary, I was looking at how many deals can I do by myself? Mm-hmm. But when I looked at it as a business owner, it was like, how many deals can I bring into the company and distribute nationwide? And then the numbers just kept increasing. Even to this day, like my numbers just keep beating last year number repeatedly. So, and I just kept pushing, bro. Now I branched it off to where I'll do some online courses. I wrote a book on there. It's a top 5 bestseller on Amazon. It's a wide open industry that not a lot of us, melanated people are like killing it. Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to dominate it.
And I kind of want to talk to like, what was that marketing channel whenever you first started off?
Google.
What? So you were using pay-per-click ads?
No. I do the free joint. I do my business joint.
So from then until now, has your marketing kind of changed? Have you kind of tweaked it?
Nope.
He said nope.
You see what I mean? Like when it works, you keep the formula the same. Now, do I test different texts with it? Yeah, I'll test a little bit, but I don't veer left wing or right wing to change too much. I'll do little tweaks and see if they perform better than the previous. And then they'll just evolve from better. But for the most part, it's the same formula. It's the same exact formula.
So you're doing like the Google post where you just post on your Google?
I don't even do that anymore.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, bro, it's like it's on autopilot at this point.
That's hard.
So it just does what it does. And the phone calls come in. Now, my job, my responsibility is making sure that I take and I address all the phone calls that are coming in. So I had to hire somebody else to help me with all of the influx of phone calls coming in so I can concentrate on different parts of the business. But now the phone calls is like, it just comes through. And I have to capture that because at the end of the day, I don't want to be heavily dependent on Google, right? So I'll have my Aweber system capturing everybody's information. That way I can always remarket to them.
You said Aweber?
Yeah, I use Aweber. So Aweber is almost like a MailChimp or, just capturing people's emails and stuff like that. So I use Aweber. And they've been working out really, really well. I've been with it for like five years now.
So your primary form of marketing with it is the Google My Business setup, which Brother Dre walks y'all through in the course and teaches y'all how to set up. So how much do you feel like your name plays a role into this with your business and the Google My Business? Because, I mean, you have a great name for a notary. So
but they don't know my name in the notary agency side of it. They know my name on a personal, like more of a personal brand, right? So I separate the two. Like the Tiger Toledo don't exist at U.S. Notary Agency. My name is Mark, actually, on the notary agency side of it. But my personal brand, Tiger Toledo, that will be more on the Notary Cashflow Academy or on my book and stuff like that. Because one thing I know is that I had to make my name memorable. My real name is Villard. Nobody remember that shit. My wife don't even remember that shit. So I had to come up with a name that was more memorable, and it just flowed. And then once I started marketing that name, then it started clicking. But again, man, it's not going to happen overnight. You have to be willing to put in the work. But that's why I love time, because time weeds out these whack ass people, right? Like, it's about longevity. It's about who's willing to do the distance. Anybody could fucking hit it out the park 1 or 2 times. But do you have what it takes to last the distance? And then that's where you really, dominate the whole area.
And with the name, I think he was talking about the U.S. agency name. Because that name is fucking awesome. I know the SEO on that hoe is crazy. Like, because I remember whenever I was going through the course with Brother Dre and you said your name, I was like, man, that's a great fucking name, man. Like, how did he get this?
Yeah, so actually I started off as Illinois Public Notary Service.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started farming out different assignments to notaries all across the nation, it didn't make any sense to still have Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, man, I got to think of something more universal that encompasses the United States. And then it was U.S. Notary, and then it was the agency. And, it was a very slight variation from Illinois Public Notary Service. Yeah, that name, I mean, they do what it do, but it all comes back to the value, though. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not providing value to the people, now I got to say this, though. I have multiple listings on Google.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. Notary Agency is just one of them, but I have like 50 to 75 of them joints. And they all go by different names.
See, I was wondering that too. I didn't know if I could do like multiple listings.
Yeah, dude.
Like I just started my second one too, so I'm about to do like you and 10x it too.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. If that one is working for you, right? Mm-hmm. Imagine if you just keep duplicating that one. It's fractal. Just keep duplicating that one in different states. Hey, you know somebody in Atlanta? Have the person in Atlanta set up shop over there. All you need is to send them the address, right? So that's how I was able to swell the company and get it in Florida, in Texas, and New York, and Jersey, and all these other places. I just took that same formula and duplicated the hell out of it.
That's smart. See, I didn't even think about like hitting up my people in other states.
Yes.
Man, I'm about to do that.
Got to, man. Because here's the thing, like a lot of us, we're like this, right? We're looking for those diamonds. We're like searching all over the land for diamonds, and we're literally sitting and standing on an acre of diamonds already.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to go outside to look for it. You're like literally like you could just lift up your feet and there's diamonds in the crust of your shoes and shit. Like, damn.
It's one of my favorite stories from I think that's
Think and Grow Rich.
Rich or Black Choice. I think that's what it was in.
Yeah. Earl Nightingale. He says the acres of diamonds.
Yes, sir.
A lot of times we're looking outside of our ecosystem. And like I told you guys have a phenomenal show. If you guys sit back one day, just take 24 hours, all four of you guys just sit down around a round table and see all the diamonds you already have cultivated. Dude, you'll never have to go outside your economy, ever. Because I've seen you guys have some heavy hitters on your show. So it's that 7 degrees of separation, right? Now with the internet, you're really like 2 degrees of separation. So if you wanted to get in touch with Will Smith, with like, somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that would get you in touch with Will Smith.
I feel like you are dead on too. There's a few people in my head who I'm probably sure that they know somebody that knows Will Smith.
It's 2 degrees now. It used to be 7 because we didn't have internet. Now we have 2. Shit, you might only have 1.
You just gotta start doing some digging it out. Yeah.
You might want to reach Will Smith directly yourself. Well, he got an Instagram page, right? He'd be like, yo, Will, holla at me, man. I got a show.
I know he's trying to get Walk on this thing, man. We're going to get Walk on here soon. But Tiger, man, I do want to hop into another thing because you kind of touched on it. You mentioned your books. And before we had got on, you were talking about the way you approach writing books. So can we go into that some? I'd love to educate people.
Absolutely, man. That is one of my passions right there. It's like publishing because I understand licensing. I understand, digital real estate. I love digital real estate. Like when it comes to digital real estate, I want to be a fucking tycoon. You know what I mean? Publishing books in today's format, one of the things that you want to have in any business is a high level of distribution, right? So anytime you could get a high level of distribution, you're halfway there. Amazon allows that. Barnes & Noble allows that. So I have a book now called Rise of the Smart Notary. That is top 5 bestseller on the charts or whatever. But I also publish romance novels. So with these romance books and stuff, there's a demographics for that. I find a ghostwriter. I go on Upwork, find a ghostwriter to write. I tell them exactly the type of book that I'm looking to get written. They'll write out the book for like $125, right? I mean, a whole book, right? And then I'll get I actually got my list here. So I'll get a ghostwriter, an editor, someone to design the cover for me. Then I'll have somebody do the format and then publish. Once I have the publishing done, it's being distributed throughout the world. So now imagine just getting $2 from each sale from a book that's been written months ago or years ago. That is that passive income. That's that residual income that you're looking to get into. So every time I produce a book under that author's name, there's already a fan base that wants to hear more from that author. It's trippy as shit. It's like not wanting to listen to only one Beyonce album. No, she's giving you a series of albums, right? So that's what happens when you write a book. Like if you guys were to write a book on podcasting, one, it sets you as an authority. It said like, these guys know what they're talking about. Why? Because people's perception is they wrote a book on it. We wrote a book on podcasting. So now everybody's going to want to listen to you. Two, it opens up so many doors. When I mean it opens up doors, like you will reach people that you normally would not have reached if you did not write that book. So that's one of the dope things. What you got there, man?
I had to put up our book real quick.
Oh, our book. Exactly, bro.
I love it.
It opens up a whole, like literally, like, so with that, you could take that same book and create a course around it. Take that same book and create a whole series. Like I wouldn't stop. Like me on the publishing side, knowing what I know. Is that your first book?
Yeah, this is our first book.
You need to roll out 5 of them joints.
There's 2 more parts that I definitely want to add to it. I know for sure. I don't know if Kelly and David and them got more parts, but I know for sure there's 2 more installments I want to add to that one.
Sure, because as you guys continue, there's new knowledge that's being accumulated, new information. So you want to roll out, I would roll out 5 of them, right? And after the 5th one, you do what is called a box set. So you combine all of the books into one box set. You can sell that as a digital format, or you can sell it as a publishing format. And depending on what your book is going for right now, you could charge anywhere from like $50 for the published one. But the box sets are a gold mine. People don't know about that. Mm-hmm. You put 5 of these books, and then you combine them all together. Holy shit, dude. I'm telling you that if they're buying that book now, they're going to buy the box set. Hands down. Mm-hmm. Hands down. They want to hear more from you guys. Trust me.
And I kind of want to go a little bit more into like your ghostwriters. Is there a way that you kind of like vet your ghostwriters? How do you know, okay, I want this person to move forward with writing my book? And whenever you do have that person, are you going to stick with them throughout the course of that series? So say you might put out 1 romance novel. Would you stick with them through the course of those 5 series?
Yeah. So I would definitely stay with it because they have a certain tone. Mm-hmm. To their delivery, right? 2, you ask them for samples. Say, hey, I want to see some samples of some work that you have done that's similar to what I'm doing now. And then they send you some samples, you kind of look it over and see if you like their writing style. You'll pretty much know within the first paragraph if you like their writing style or not. The second thing is, if you stay with them, like you could fire them at any point. Like you don't have to stay with them, but you could let them go at any point. And they understand that. But one of the main things you want to do is for a ghostwriter, you want to have that contract ready for them to sign off and say, hey, look, we own the rights to this shit. So if I decide to make a movie out of Rise of the Smart Notary, like that's me. You don't get nothing from that. And when you're approaching them initially, you're letting them know that this is for a 5-book series. Mm-hmm. So they understand that they're going to have to be writing quite a bit.
And do you normally get like some pushback whenever you're like, hey, I own this intellectual property? Or they kind of like already understand, this is how the process goes?
Yeah, they understand that that's how the process goes. I've never had any kickback. And plus, they wouldn't get paid if they didn't agree to it, right?
Yeah.
And here's the beautiful thing about the day and age. The gatekeepers are gone.
Mm-hmm.
The gatekeepers are gone. So now it's like, okay, you're a ghostwriter. You don't want to agree to my terms. Do you understand you're on a platform that with like fucking 900 other ghostwriters? Huh? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could take that approach and be like, there's 900 other people bidding for this job right now. You're lucky I'm entertaining you. So sign the document and let's go ahead and create some magic together. Let's make some money together. Mm-hmm. It's not like you jerking them. One thing about ghostwriters is that they're great at writing. They're not great at marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're happy to just get a gig to do what they already love. That's like finding an artist off the street and say, hey, I'll pay you, $50 to paint a portrait for me. But because you have that high income skill of marketing and sales and shit, that I can take that one painting, duplicate the shit out of it, put it on e-commerce and start selling the hell out of these canvases.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that dynamic is huge because sometimes they get blinded by their own passion. You ever seen a person that's in the music industry and they be like, all I want to do is create music, man. I don't want to deal with that whole business bullshit, man. It's going to fuck up my creativity.
Lil Yachty. That's all I think about is Lil Yachty when he said that.
No, you fucking nut. It's called a music business for a reason. It's a business. The hell you got to let somebody else handle all of your financial affairs, all your marketing affairs, and you're not going to be involved in none of that? How does that not play a part in your career?
It's huge to your career.
I have a history in the music industry. That's why I worked at EMI Records. But I've seen so many artists do that shit. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you're a fucking fool if you got to let somebody else handle
all your financials.
All your shit, dude. I mean, from the marketing to the presses. The reason why 50 Cent is where he is today is because he became that spook that sat by the door at Columbia Records. And he went to every department to see what the hell they did. And he was like, oh, okay, so what's your job? Oh, you do the marketing. Oh, you're in charge of street team. Oh, you're in charge of billing. Oh, you're in charge. That's why he is who he is today.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Learn the processes behind
it. He actually learned the business.
The business.
Ty, so with your books, I know you said you had your own publishing company. So you self-publish these books yourself?
Yes.
Okay. I remember you mentioned, like you said you were getting them mass distributed. Could you kind of talk to like how would somebody go about that with a book?
Yeah, so there's this place called Draft to Digital. It will distribute your book to like 5 to 7 major retailers. So you can upload your book once and it will just blast it out to Barnes & Noble, Amazon, all these places, and they will pick up your book and they will sell your book to all of, their ecosystem, right? Amazon, of course, is winning out of all of them. So I concentrate more on Amazon, but certain books I do have on draftthedigital.com so they can distribute some of my one-off books. But it comes back to like the drug game. The drug game is about distribution. You could be that petty, dude on the corner that's selling, nickels and dimes, or you can have major distribution, right? It's all about high levels of distribution. The ones that really killed the game were the ones that had major distribution. The ones that they make movies out of is because they had major distribution. The Black Mafia family, the Al Capone, the Chapo, all of them had high levels of distribution. Mm-hmm. That's what anybody, like when this video hits YouTube, that's the high level of distribution. You can reach millions of people with one video versus you just say, hey, come go to my website and watch this video.
Mm-hmm.
So you
got an algorithm, like you said, ecosystem working in your favor.
Yeah, but you could create your own algorithm too. And you're doing that with your email marketing. That is your own algorithm. So when you segment your, like these people, I will market this video to this segment on our marketing list. That's your algorithm because you just cut off a bunch of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we're creating our own algorithm now. We just don't know it.
I never thought of it about like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's smart. And what you talking about being in the music industry and like ghostwriters, I kind of want to talk about like, do you know how that works with artists? Like, how are they able to receive royalties versus, like you're saying, whenever you're writing a book, they're not going to receive none of those royalties?
Right. So when I was in New York, I worked with EMI Records. I got to see them push people like D'Angelo, Fugees, Bahamadia, a couple of artists like that. And I saw how a lot of these artists at the time, they were sleeping on people's couches and stuff, just trying to get their career off the ground. And then they would make them into this world phenomenon, like through strategic marketing and alliances and partnerships. So what will happen is you create this body of work, right? Which is your single, your album. And they will literally take that album and hand it over to the record company. The record company say, all right, thank you. Here is an advance on your money. They're going to give you like $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 or whatever. So once you get that advance, there's a contract you're going to have to sign. Hey, we own the rights to your shit. The same way I do with the ghostwriters. If you take this money, I own the rights to this book, period. But we will pay you a percentage. That's why when you saw Michael Jackson and you saw Prince fighting for their masters, there is money in ownership of that licensing. Because now they can take that same music.
The NBA playoffs are here, and I'm getting my bets in on FanDuel. Talk to me, Chuck GPT. What do you know?
All sorts of interesting stuff, even Charles Barkley's greatest fear.
Hey, nobody needs to know that.
New customers bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if you win. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
21 plus and present in Virginia. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Then push it out on commercials, on the internet. And now they're doing these 360 deals where they own your music in the universe and shit. You know what I mean? It's weird like that. They call it a galactic record deal or something like that.
What?
Yeah. Like you can't use your music in space and shit.
What's wrong with these niggas, man?
Because they plan on doing shit out there.
That's crazy. They say in perpetuity, they mean that shit.
Mm-hmm. So they have this galactic record deal. That's what the 360 deal is. So they will pay you a percentage off of all the record sales, but they're getting paid 90% of it. Why? Because they brokered the deal. They created the alliances and the partnerships and everything like that. And all you did was write some songs.
Mm-hmm.
But if it wasn't for us, nobody would know you.
Mm.
So it's the same thing with the publishing. Nobody knows these authors, but the pen name I create with my marketing machine behind it, they get to read your shit, but they don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
It happened with that Matrix, the movie The Matrix. There was a black girl that wrote that book, and they did not do the right paperwork with her. So she came back and was like, hey, you got to run some of that Matrix money. And she got paid us, like millions.
I ain't never heard of this.
Millions off of that.
Hey,
but
I love it.
Yeah, bro. Like all of these big time, authors out there, Stephen King's and all these people, they got ghostwriters, man. They don't write all them damn books. They all have, like, the movie The It and all that. He probably didn't even write that shit.
He just had his name as the...
Yeah, because he's the brand.
And he had the distribution, putting this shit on the movie.
Exactly.
Man, Tiger done bust my head. This nigga.
Hey, man.
I just want to bring value, fellas. I just want to bring value to the table, man.
Hey, that's a lesson from the episode in general. Now, I kind of want to, we're in this conversation of music masters. So I kind of want to pivot to what's on your timeline. But before I ask you what's on your timeline, Tiger, I kind of want to bring up why we stood the conversation with Lil Wayne selling his masters for the $100 million.
I heard about that.
Oh man, hold on, bro. It gets worse, my niggas.
Okay,
it wasn't just his masters. He sold all the Young Money masters. That means Drake, Nicki Minaj, Tiger, all of them motherfuckers that was on Young Money at that time. He sold
100 mil?
Shit. 100 mil.
Damn, son.
I'm gonna say this.
Fuck them over like that, son.
Son nigga broke.
I'll say this. Lil Wayne did not understand what he had.
Mm-hmm.
And he did not have the resources and the people backing him to see those things through. Whoever was in Lil Wayne's ear was pushing him to do that. You have to remember, like, his background, most of his time, his musical career was being supported by Baby and Baby's brother, right? The whole Cash Money clip. So he was not involved in that business realm. He did not have those people around him. He had other rappers around him, right? So his field of knowledge was very limited to what he could possibly do with that. So I can't really fault him on that. I can say, like, man, he's going to regret it down the line, because as his company grows and he get the right people around him, but he just came from a really nasty divorce with the whole Baby, Cash Money, and Young Money. He damn near lost his mind. You see how he looks now, right?
Yeah, man.
Like it fucked with him. Like, emotionally, he was like, he's being hospitalized. It was fucking with him, right? And you have to look at the music industry this way. When things don't go right with you and a record label, they pull all their resources and they start blackballing you. They say, don't deal with him. If you deal with him, our deal together is over, right? So if Baby and the rest of them are the ones that brokered all of those deals like that, they start pulling their resources away from Lil Wayne. So now he finds himself on no man's land, a deserted island. And now he only has these resources, and who knows what his expenses are. To me, it sounded like an act of desperation.
Yeah.
He also is facing some jail time too, guys.
Damn.
Yeah. You see what I mean? Like, the music game is vicious.
That's what I've been learning recently, man. It's
vicious. There's too many zeros attached to it. Like Jay-Z said, man, he's like, the worst drug known to man is fame. They will sell their firstborn for some fame.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So when you see someone, all I want to do is be famous. I just want, man, you could rape that person. You could be like, well, I'm going to make you famous. But all of this, you're publishing, what's publishing? Yeah, don't worry about it. Your royalties, what's that? Yeah, don't worry about that either. They've taken all of it. They take it all.
Damn.
And then if you cross them, or like for whatever reason the deal goes sour, it goes south, they're going to take all of those resources with them and then pour it into the next artist. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a vicious game, man. But to me, it looked like he didn't know what he had and he didn't have the right people around him.
Come on, Wayne.
I wouldn't be surprised if that shit ended up back in Baby's hands.
It might.
That 100 mil figure just gets me, bro. It's like, damn, like, I know one Lil Wayne album made way more than $100 million. So it's like, just to see that, it's so jarring, bro. Like, dang.
Bro, it's the fact that it's not just his music.
Yeah.
Once I learned that it was not just his music, and whenever I say Drake catalog,
yeah, I knew you was hurt with it. You heard about Drake catalog.
Listen, it's Drake's catalog from his first album up into the double disc Scorpio album. He was on they shit all the way up until then. And it's just like, damn. And same thing with Nicki Minaj, that Pink Friday album, all the way up until this last album she dropped, that Queen, whatever the shit is called, all of that is gone.
So that means he won that lawsuit with Cash Money.
Yeah, he won the lawsuit.
What it was about.
Yep. He won the lawsuit just to go do some dumb shit. That's probably why Baby ain't want him to have it. Probably like, I know you go fumble the fucking bag.
Yeah. I bet you that 100 mil will be gone in no time.
Especially if this court case if this court case don't go right?
Yeah, man, they keep you dumb for a reason, man. And, you know, in that industry, ignorance will hurt you. You know, they don't want you to sit in on those meetings. Like when you see Damon Dash breaking in through that Def Jam meeting and he's yelling and shouting at all those guys at Def Jam, they don't want you to sit in on those meetings. They want you to just be out there making music, guest appearances and stuff like that. And they're behind the scenes and closed doors figuring out what they're going to do with your career. And you're like, that person's just not as hot as they used to. Let's start shelving them. And then you shelf, and then next thing you know, that person's out of the business, man. That person don't even exist anymore. And you'd be like, man, that person had like 5 #1 hits.
What happened to him? What he had done?
Fetty Wap, man. That's all I keep thinking about. I keep thinking about Fetty Wap, man.
I thought about his ass too. I ain't gonna lie. That's who I thought about too. I was like, damn, man, big Fetty, man.
Yep.
But yeah, Tiger, is there anything that you wanted to discuss on your timeline?
You know, just everybody just keep in contact with the kid, man. You know, like just hit on Instagram at Tiger.Toledo. And I'm always switching it up. You know, I like to keep it fresh, but just rock with me. If y'all feeling this show, rock with the kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, y'all go follow my boy, man. Tap into his novels and everything. What's your pseudonym? What's your pen name?
SK Holiday.
SK Holiday. I like that.
Yeah, SK Holiday.
I like some Keith Sweat type shit.
Yo, and then here's the funny thing. SK Holiday is a female shit. Because in romance novels, right, women like to read other perception. It's all psychological. They like to read romance novels written by other women. So I'm like, all right, well, let me give it a very vague name, but if you read the details about the person, it's a female, right, from Brooklyn. Now, it's the same shit. It's me. I just changed the word from he to she. So this person still from Brooklyn, now lives in Chicago, and does the same shit that I do. I like pizza, play with the dog. Same motherfucker. But it's just a female. Probably a European female, all I know. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's whatever the fuck they want, dude. I listen to the customers, man. What do you want? That's the easiest fucking question you can ask somebody.
Hey, I love it.
What the fuck do you want? You want that? Hold up. Here, motherfucker. Now pay me. Shit. I just gave you what you wanted.
That's hilarious, bro. Oh, man.
That's it. People will pay you to make their life easier. It ain't hard, bro. We get in our own way and be like, well, I want them to like it for this. I want them to like it for that. Nigga, you ain't Nike. Even Nike, back then, Nike was real stern on like, we're going to give them what we want to give them. But now Nike was like, nigga, that shit was foolish. That was some old shit. We need to give them what the fuck they want. Let's create a website for them to design their own damn shoe. And then they're going to pay premium dollar. And we're going to deliver that shit and make more money than we've ever made before.
Giving people what they want, they're going to give you their money.
That's it.
Nike ID.
That's it.
Because I remember I was sure trying to get me some cliques off that motherfucker.
You know what I mean?
High school. That shit was like $250. I said, shit.
Oh, no, not for no shit I'm about to go play sports in. Hell no.
That's why I ain't never got them.
Was it custom?
It used to
it was the cleats.
It's unique to your flavor. It's unique to your swag. So they're going to be like, all right, look, since you want some unique shit, you got to pay some unique ass money.
And I love that too. I love
run that paper, baby. Bro, like with your podcast, I would constantly ask people for who would you like to see on the show? Right? What topics would you like us to cover? What do you want? What the fuck do you want? Now, if it doesn't fit the brand, you'd be like, kick rocks, get the fuck out of here. Now, but fits your brand and it fits what you're already doing, you're like, all right, we'll explore that. That's a good idea. Now the audience, the world is telling you what they would like, and they will pay attention to you more because you're giving them what they want. I like those guys over there at BWR. Let me see if I could patronize them and send them some money, just to send them money.
Hell yeah, you can send us some money.
Give them a check. We got to make offers here, man. Tell them how they can send you some money, man.
Look, you can send us some money via Stripe or PayPal. I'll give y'all the link down low.
Yes.
Y'all can donate on Anchor. Shit.
Y'all can donate through Anchor.
Come on now, y'all. Hey, y'all been listening. I've been seeing them listens go up. Yeah.
Y'all can donate.
How many people you guys reaching?
Shit, like 10,000 per episode right now.
Yeah, after the first 30 days, 10K episode.
Make more offers. Make more offers. Make more offers.
That's got to be part of our motto.
Have to. Do you understand? Like, if you don't ask, and it goes back to the Bible, ask and ye shall receive. If you guys don't ask and say, hey, look, if you guys like what we're doing on this show, send a donation or just patronize us and send it through our PayPal. The link is down below. It's that smooth. It's that cool with it, right? If you don't worry, you're still cool with us. Keep rocking with us. But you'll be surprised how many people be like, thank you for giving me an outlet for me to patronize your business. I know I'm like that, but if you don't tell me, I have no urgency to do it. So by you putting it out there and say, hey, help support this channel. We're looking to build up the studio. You know how many people would just donate just for that? Just to see the cultivation of the studio and see how bigger the studio is. Hey, this is because of you that we're able to get this space. It's because of you that we're able to get this equipment and all of what? You kidding me? 10,000? If you got fucking 10% of that, 1,000 people that give you $50.
Shit. I ain't think about it like that. That's what, fucking $50,000?
Bro, you don't have to look outside for that acres of diamonds, baby.
We should on top this motherfucker.
You standing on it, baby.
Damn.
Woo! Let's go, man. Make those offers. Every show should have that shit. You should be like, hey, you like what we're doing? Hey, you can patronize our business, help us build a bigger studio, get some better hosts and all that shit. Just go to the PayPal downstairs, in the description below.
Yes, indeed. Hey, man, we're going to have to, we're going to tell them what
y'all heard it here first.
Yeah.
Y'all about to know.
Y'all about to hear this more often.
Y'all know it's about to go down. If y'all rocking with us, hit that link in the bio.
You still listening? Yeah, you need to. Yeah, for sure. But Tiger, my brother, this has been a great episode, bro. We appreciate you much for coming in, tapping in with the people, giving a game. Could you please tell them again where they can find you? If they want to purchase your books, where they can get them, how they can work with you. Just plug your stuff.
For your courses with your notary stuff, all of that. Let them know.
Tiger Toledo, just go to Google and type in Tiger Toledo. Just go to Google, type in Tiger Toledo, and everything I got up there for sale, buy that shit.
That's it. Drop the mic and walk off. But once again, man, like David said, we appreciate you, my brother. It was great having you, man. Thank you for kicking with us the day after Christmas and just really taking some time. And before we get up out of here, we're going to get into some show notes. Once again, thank you to all our listeners who come in, week out, kicking in with your boys. Thank you for listening. Once again, like he said, y'all, if what y'all like to hear, let us know what y'all like to hear. What y'all don't like to hear, let us know. We are listening and we're going to make those changes for you. Like he said, as long as it's in the brand, we're going to make those changes and make sure we can see it happen because we want to keep on growing this show. We want to keep on growing in our audience, y'all, our family. So we fucking with y'all. Y'all let us know what's going on.
Next, y'all buy our book.
Y'all got anything?
Buy our book. Buy the book. Manage your money like the 1%.
Hey, where's the book at?
Together financially.
Where can they get the book
on Amazon. It's also on Podia.
You can buy the book off of you can buy it off of Target. You can buy it off of Walmart.com. You can buy
Nice. Well, we official like a ref with a whistle, man. Y'all better stop playing and get that book.
I got one thing, donation.
That's right, man. That's right. Every show should be promoting that goddamn book, man. Every show. Show promoting the book. Asking for a donation. Come on, man. Let's get this money. Hey, you guys let me know when your numbers rise.
Let's go.
I promise you the numbers is going up.
Oh, yeah. We're about to touch the sky.
Yeah, you got to go public in a second.
I love it.
All right, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Peace, love, and happiness and cash flow to all you guys, man. I really appreciate you guys having me on the show.
Appreciate it, my brother. Look, we're gonna wrap this thing up BWR style. On that note, this is BWR signing out. Peace.
I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone. Gotta get it on the daily. All I want is dubs. You know what I'm on. I've been chasing after paper. All I know is run money marathon.
McDonald's has entered a Minecraft movie universe, and Grimace, Birdie, and Hamburglar just spawned as new collectibles in the overworld. Now for a limited time, you can get one of 6 McDonald's collectibles when you order a Minecraft movie meal. Ooh. With your choice of Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets with spicy nether flame sauce. Available now in a biome near you. Oh, and at your local McDonald's. At participating McDonald's for a limited time. A Minecraft movie only in theaters.